Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to make this adorable little treat bag. My downline Devette, she had made this type of bag for our shoebox swap at our Glitter Queens retreat, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So I went ahead and made a Christmas version. Let me show you one of her pillow gifts that she gave me. Now this is the same treat bag that's inside of the cellophane bag, but it has a lot of M&Ms in there. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And look, she used my $1 Million stamp set and all in purple. I love it. Oh, and look at the cute tag. Adorable. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make a Christmas version. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm going to be using the Candy Cane Lane designer paper. This is the one that we're going to use. It's striped on the back side and then has little gingerbreads and candy canes on one side. But this is what the pack of paper looks like. Let me show you. Take them all out here. So these are the designer papers and they're double-sided. They pretty. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our paper trimmer. Okay, so you're going to be cutting this designer paper down to 8.5 by 11. Let me show you my template. So here's the template. You're going to want to cut on the 8.5 inch side, like portrait side, with, if you have a piece of designer paper that has images that go a certain way. See, like the striped images, it doesn't matter. Like this one has the houses. So when you're cutting this designer paper, just make sure you're cutting the side that has it face up on the 8.5 inch side. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean when I get to that part. So we're going to cut this at 8.5 by 11. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and score. So on the 8.5 inch side across the top, you're going to score this at 2 inches. And then you're going to score it at 6.5. So 2 and then 6.5. Now you're going to turn it on the 11 inch side and you're going to score this at 4.5 and 6.5. Okay, now we're just going to go ahead and fold our scored lines. Okay, so we're going to take these two squares here. Let me fold it and hopefully that will show up. This designer paper is kind of busy. So these two score lines right here, these two boxes, you're going to take this point right here on this score line. Okay, so you're going to put your finger right here on that score line and you're going to go up. Let me see here. You're going to go up and in like this. So you're going to make your fold line, make a crease going diagonal, just like that. Okay, and you're going to do all 4 sides just like that. Okay, so now we're going to put our finger here and we're going to bring our cross point over just like that. Okay, then you're going to do the other side. Bring this over here. And then this corner up and in like this. Okay, so you should have your pockets that are going to form your bag just like that. Okay, so next we're going to grab our tear and tape. We're going to put adhesive on these 4 corners. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and fold our 2 inch over, starting from the inside, working out, press it down, and then fold our 6.5 inch side score line down. So then you're just going to go ahead and fold your bag, but then you're going to pop these sides out. And then that's going to fold your little holder for your goodie bag. And then I just put some mints inside of mine. That's what those look like. Put some candy inside. Now you can hold your bag shut. Let me show you a couple ways you can do that. So you could use these clothespins. These are actually on the clearance rack right now. You can use a clothespin to hold your goodie bag shut. So then you can also use these gold binder clips. They're in the catalog this year. How cute is that? But we're going to do a fake bow for mine. So we're going to grab our hole punch. I'm using the 1/8 hole punch. And I'm just going to go ahead and use the punch on one side first, because I can't punch through so many layers of designer paper. And I'm punching them fairly close. Okay, so once I get my holes where I want them, I'm just going to take this side and line that up, just like that. Okay, then I'm going to take some ribbon. This is the brand new ribbon. This is the stitched edge ribbon in the Real Red, and I'm going to cut a piece off. See, now this is what I was saying about the designer paper when it goes a certain way, because one side is going to be the right side way and then the other side is going to be upside down. So this is of course going to be the front of my bag. So I'm going to take the ribbon and I'm going to feed it through the holes on both ends. Let me trim this end here to the point. Okay, so you're going to pull that to the back and then you're going to cross it over. Then you're going to go ahead and feed it back to the front side. And this is going to give you that bow without tying a bow. I'm going to trim this again. Okay. Okay, so now we're got our bow here, so let me trim this down. So to make the the pennant end on your ribbon, you're going to fold it in half, and then whatever side you have opened on, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut like at an angle, and that's going to give you your pennant little ribbon there on the end. So let me go ahead and do this side. Super cute. All right, so now let's go ahead and do some embossing. So the two stamp sets I'm using is the Candy Cane Christmas. We're going to use it for this little peppermint candy. And then the Wonderful Year stamp set, we're going to use Wishing You a Joyful Christmas. So I'm going to use my Crumb Cake cardstock and Whisper White. We're going to take our embossing buddy to prevent static. And we're going to take our Wishing You a Joyful Christmas. We're going to use the Versamark ink pad. Okay, so I'm going to ink my stamp upside down. Okay, we're going to be cutting this out with the Big Shot. So I'm just going to emboss it right in the center of the crumb cake. So next I'm going to take my Whisper White piece and I'm going to stamp a couple of these peppermint candies. Okay, I'm going to be using the Real Red Glitter Embossing Powder. Emboss the candy in the greeting. So pretty. So pretty. All right, so let's go ahead and grab our heat tool. Okay, so both pieces are embossed. Now we'll grab the Big Shot. Okay, so we're going to be using the layering square framelits, and we're using the two largest, the largest scallop and then the largest straight edge of the squares. I'm going to use the straight edge for the greeting. Cut that out. I'm going to use the scallop edge for the Whisper White. Okay, so let's move the Big Shot. Okay, so for the little peppermint candies, we're going to use the 1/2-inch circle punch. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and layer our greeting onto the Whisper White piece. Okay, then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals. Okay, then grab our bag. We're going to put our greeting on the front. And then just pop the peppermints just randomly on the front as well. So cute. And then it's got a bunch of candy inside. So now this one has all the peppermints on that designer paper. Super cute. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.